I say, I've been living in disarray for so long. Lying to the bitch's face, nigga, tell me wrong. She be like, you don't love me, dog. And then I turn it around. I say, no, 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 nah. How long you play this game? Boy, you just really play yourself. Gotta go and get that money, but what's it really matter if you're wasting your wealth? Like you waste your energy every seeing you for Krapala. What? Every time you see that bitch on the screen and you fucking die. You gotta go serve that ish. Yeah, I'm building my chi and shit. These other people don't get it. I'm trying to fucking block coffee and drink tea and shit. Gotta go, man, gotta go have it. Got a bad habit. Why you do that shit? Come on. Why you do that shit? Why the hell you over here is straight lying to a bitch? So, during the last week, my boy, I like ran away. But I just dipped out of here, bro. Because me being nosy, when this girl was sleeping, because we sleep in the same bed, we're not together and we don't do nothing. But I sleep in her bed and I just heard her phone like buzzing or whatever. So I go through her phone. Now nobody messaged her or nothing. In fact, I think it was me from a message that I sent her. I sent her a meme. I don't know. But I go through her phone, bruh, because I'm nosy. Which is really funny because she could just change her password if she really wanted to, you know. But I'm going through her shit and I see these old messages and the way she's talking to these dudes. But I like the main thing for me was like I'm checking the dates and I'm like, bro, this was last Thursday. I gave her flowers on last Thursday and she was texting these niggas. Now it was nothing explicit, but I went to her recovered messages, and this is probably why she thinks I'm tripping. But to messages that she deleted and I recovered them, and I read that like September 12th, so yeah, like 3 weeks ago, whatever, you know, not even 30 days ago, right? Whatever this was. Yeah, 30 days ago. Yeah, so a month later. But she's talking to these dudes like a certain type of way for like the past month or whatever. And I'm like, damn, bro, like that's like fucked up. Like the same, like I get it. They weren't talking about explicit shit that same day. But these niggas that she has talked explicitly with, you know what I'm saying? Like a month ago, she's texting these fools on a day that I gave her flowers, and we're making plans on going on a date or whatever. Now we're not together. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not together. That's obvious. You know what I mean? And that's cool. Like that's what it is, fam. We're just we're just not together. You know? But that's not really a problem. Like the problem was the issue here was 7:08 a.m. And I've got to take the bus, bro. Um, I gotta take the damn bus in an hour. So, bruh, it's like I don't know why I came back, bro. I was prepared to leave everything, so I'm gonna kind of send this as a goodbye message because in my mind, I texted my homeboy to see if he would pick me up and give me a ride to my dad's. The only main reason I'm tripping out, bro, it happened in this accordance. So I've been worked the whole week last week, 6 days, Monday to Saturday. And on Thursday, I'm like, I feel a little antsy, bro. And I can feel it in the streets. There's a couple arguing on the bus. All the homeless people are out. You know, I'm usually not like taking the bus at this hour of the day. It's usually a little later. But, you know, people are kind of up. You hear people kind of yelling a little bit. Like the atmosphere is a little up. And I had like a rough day. And I'm going home. And I remember I'm thinking like all I want to do is drink. So I went to this damn liquor store that's across the street from my dad's place. And bro, because of the neighborhood or whatever, like this place only had like one bottle of Crown, what I was specifically looking for, but only one. And it's a little bit expensive for me, but I'm like, all right. They don't have many bottles or nothing. So I take that. And honestly, like, I drink too much, bro. And I'm calling this person, I'm talking to them, and anyway. No, I'm calling another girl, bro, that I know from high school. And what's crazy is like I know this girl likes me, but I don't really like her. But I'm thinking, well, you know, the pimps say, you know, always go after the girl that likes you, not the girl that you want. Anyway, I'm texting this girl talking a certain type of way, and then I woke up the next morning thinking like, damn, bro, I don't even really want to drink no more because I don't want to. The way that I talk to this girl, like, I'm not even trying to do that shit with her, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's fucked up, bro. And on top of that, you know you need to be celibate. You know what I'm saying? So the alcohol having type, I think it's the type of alcohol because like that type, I know I'm supposed to be just sipping on, you know, throughout the day or throughout the night. You know, don't drink it all quick and fast. But I think that specific liquor, bro, gets me in my feelings or something, bro. Hey, what you doing over there? Anyway, um, so yeah, bro, and that was on Thursday. Then on Friday, I had a damn I smoked for the first time in over 35 days. And I took a hit of this pen. It's like, and it's a pen, bro. You know those go crazy than regular weed. Anyway, so I take this shit. I do my usual routine. I go downtown early. It's a beautiful day. But the thing that I haven't done in over 35 days, I hit the damn pen hard as fuck 3 times. I'm like, I like everything in threes. One, two, three. Big ass hits, bro. It's like, dog, your first time smoking, dog, in over 35 days, and you're going to smoke a pen, which is already crazy. And then on top of that, you're going to take big ass hits before work. So I was at work tripping because I thought, oh, they're going to put me in the same position as yesterday. So it's just going to be like, do, 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 do. No. It was new items. All right. They switched it all up on me. Then they put me in a new position. I started fucking up at that position because I'm fucking wilding. And what I smoked at 8 a.m. lasted literally the whole day, bruh. And because I was tripping at the one position they put me in, then they called lunch. So I'm like, I need to get sober. So I drink a fucking Monster and a Rice Krispie, and that shit just made my heart go like, and then they put me off of that position back to the packaging that I was in the first place. But then they're switching up the items, and then they're like minis, and then there's some other shit, and then they're like, make sure you do it the right way. See, the lady who is usually the like shift leader or whatever in charge of us, she wasn't there in the morning. So and then this other girl comes. I think it was the other. I'm not gonna blame the other girl, but this other person that's in charge. She comes and she just comes in like, ready? I go, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, I wasn't fucking ready. Like she was not observant. And yeah, but then I'm thinking, I'm like, nah, bro. Like you should have said, no, wait, stop. I'm not ready. I wasn't assigned a position. You know what I'm saying? But the boys were like, you're going to come here because we don't have our boy. But that was all last minute. It's like, you're going to come here? I was not ready at all. So, whatever. So, I'm fucking up that job. Then they put me in the other position. I'm fucking up that. And that same lady who, because then our lady who's in charge of us came back in the afternoon. But the same lady was working around us. So, she's on the conveyor belt. And I'm doing shit. And she's like, no, Josh, you got to do it like this. And I'm like, bro, I can barely tell. Like, it's moving so fast, and I can barely tell. Like, you got to flip it if it's on the wrong side. And it's like, dog, the shade of color for me, and colors has always been an issue for me to a little bit. It's messed me up a little bit. But, because I don't know my colors or whatever. Or, like, I was like, so like when I say, I'm like, that's a hint. Is it the one? Then I'd flip it, and I'm like, wait, I didn't need to flip that. So my brain is moving too fast, and this female keeps coming and saying, no, Josh, you gotta do that way. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I just get anxious, bro. And it's happened to me one other time in 2017 before I moved over to Conroe with my mom's. But when the last place I worked in San Antonio before I left, this restaurant, and I'm cooking, bro. I'm cooking, and then we're in the middle of a rush, and I'm thinking about shit at home. Oh my god, it's issues with a female again. So I was running away, went to move with my mom. And by the way, a thought that I was having when I was contemplating, do I go back to the house? Do I do? It's like, bro, all you needed to do was pick up your stuff anyway in the first place. Even if it was like something that you were trying to avoid, which was an uncomfortable conversation or whatever, you didn't want to come here and tell this female, hey, look, I'm coming to get my stuff. Sorry, I'm out. Like, you left in the first place because she's texting other dudes, and you feel like a bitch. But what's crazy, bro? Friday, I have that anxiety attack. Once again, thinking about shit at home. Oh my god, this is happening. Where am I gonna live? Knowing I'm gonna live with my dad and shit. So I have this anxiety attack, and I'm about to walk out that motherfucker. But homeboy over here, he calms me down. He's like, hey, look, nah, go to the bathroom, sit there in the stall, whatever. So I just sit there, and he checks on me, make sure everything's straight, and I'm like, okay. But I'm trying to catch my breath, bro, and I stay in there for 15 minutes. I play, and it's a good thing that the day before I fucking purchased YouTube Premium, so no ads or nothing, and just pull it up real quick, bam, bam. And I'm like, Hamza breathing exercise. I listened to the 10-minute one and the 5-minute one. And that shit saved me, bro. I just sat there in the bathroom catching my breath for 10 minutes, and I'm like, bro, I still feel like a little crazy. So I took the extra 5-minute one and did it. And then near the end of it, like, I'm still like getting out of that shit, trying to breathe. But I tell myself, you gotta get up, bro. You gotta walk out that door. You gotta get out of the bathroom. It's been 15 minutes. And I'm like, you gotta go back to that work. And I'm like, no, it's too crazy. But I was like, all right, G, then walk out and go outside and get some fresh air. But, you know, or just, you know what I'm saying? Just leave and go home if that's your whole thing. But you got to go and at least try to go back to that position. So I went back to that position, whatever. And so after work, I told homeboy, I was like, hey, I appreciate what you did, bro. You talking me through that shit. And I was like, I want to show my appreciation, G. So I gave him my pen. Because I'm like, yeah, that's a sign right there, bro. You don't need to be smoking and shit. So I go back to my dad's, G. And I go this route that's 3 buses. It takes 2 hours, so it takes an hour. It takes longer to get to that motherfucker. And I thought I'm doing the right thing. I go to HEB. I'm buying, I think I bought like ashwagandha, some more pills to like kind of bring me down, my stress levels and shit. I got razors, right? And some other shit. Fucking pack of gum or some shit. Because I like shit in threes. I don't know. I think I got hand soap. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm buying more, we're going into 5s. So I bought hand soap and must have been something else. I don't know. But all those items were absolutely not necessary. I mean, they were supposed to come in handy, but I didn't even use the razors at my dad's. I didn't shave till last night using the razors over here at this female's house, bro. So it's like all that shit I didn't even use. That hand soap I used one time before I left and dipped. Right? But that same bus ride, I get to the final bus stop and my phone's about to die. And I'm tripping, crying on the way to this bus stop, and I'm at the bus stop like can't hold tears back. I'm like turning around, going to the graveyard behind me so that the traffic cannot somewhat see me. I'm like crying, bro, and I can't stop. And it's because I'm thinking on the way. I'm like, bro, you had an anxiety attack. What if you were to die? Oh my God, you're so unhealthy because you've been chilling with this overweight woman, and now your diet's bad. And what if you have like hypertension, blood pressure, all because of this female, and you're stressing? And it's like, what if you wasted all your good years? You wasted so much time with this female, bitching, and I call this other female. I'm like, hey, could you pick me up? But she don't answer. I call my dad. Even though in my brain I said, look, bro, because my phone's at 2%. I said, especially since you're a regular on the bus and you don't look homeless. You can tell homeboy, hey, I got my bus pass on my phone, but it just died. Do you think I could ride this one? This is my last line, bro, I need to get. And I told myself that. And what's crazy is if I had not done all this shit, calling all these people to give me a ride and listening to music, because my phone, I was surprised. I'm like, I've been listening to this sad song that's been on my mind about missing my mama. I've been listening to this sad song all day, playing it in my head all day, leading up to that anxiety attack. Playing the song all day on my bus ride home. No, at least in that moment. And I was listening to it on repeat, waiting for my dad to pick me up. And I'm listening to the song over and over again, and I'm thinking like, damn, I'm surprised how long this phone has lasted. I bet the bus is gonna get here at some point. So it's like if you had stopped, just know how you know you're supposed to do. And I told myself in the beginning, I was like, bro, I told this like on the second bus when I knew my phone was getting low at like 9%. But I'm like, oh, I want to listen to my videos. I'm like, no, bro, turn your fucking phone off. And then when the bus comes, turn it on, and you can fucking go to your bus pass. I told myself to do that. Instead, I kept it on the whole fucking time. Like, you didn't use your brain, you weren't thinking. And I told my dad to pick me up, and I said Jack in the Box, but he couldn't find it, even though I gave him the GPS, because it looks like a gas station. So he's like confused. He drove around like 3 times, bro. And I remember I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it's like, if you had just chilled, bro, and just waited for the bus, most likely, if you would have had battery, even though it was at 2%, if you had just probably stayed off of it still and didn't listen to music or nothing, didn't text all these people, if you just turned your, like, just, you know what I'm saying? Just clear everything and like, put it in your pocket. Probably would have just had it when the nigga came. It just showed him my bus pass. And I knew, even if not, like, bro, it's your last bus. Like, a straight shot. Just say, hey, my phone died. You think I could just get this last one? What the fuck? Anyway, so my dad eventually picked me up. I got some Jack in the Box and such. I mean, it worked out because I needed a fresh shirt for work, and the gas station had some plain black t-shirts, so I bought one, and it's pretty cool. I like the shirt. Then I'm still here, and what's crazy is I'm on the corner like cussing and talking to myself, and I'm like, damn, bro, you look like those homeless people downtown, G. I'm like, you look kind of crazy, bro. Chill. And I'm like, oh my God, this shit and that shit. Now I'm waiting on this guy, and what happened? I don't know where he's at. And then it's like, bro, you knew you told my nigga Jack in the Box because you wanted to go and get some Jack in the Box tacos and a burger. Specifically, I don't know why. I just wanted that. So I'm like, shut the fuck up and go get your burger. But I'm still complaining, standing outside the Jack in the Box and shit. I'm like, bro, you look crazy. Chill. Like, don't lose your shit, dog. You know your boy's coming, and you think your boy's gonna let you down? Like, go in there and eat your fucking burger. So I go order it. I'm like, I guess I'll try this. Why do I woo-woo? Extra order tacos. And I just eat the one taco. I'm like, this man's not here still. Oh my God, what's happening? And I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Eat the second taco. And then boom! By the time I finish, my boy's pulling up on me. And I got a t-shirt for work tomorrow. And I got a meal to eat right now because you know your ass is too tired to motherfucking cook like you plan to. Because you know you got chicken to make a prep meal, but you don't even want to cook that shit. So you got your little Jack in the Box meal ready. Boom! Grab that shit. Go out to the car. Have a conversation with my pops. Ooh. We learned that we make better details of the surroundings of a landmark and make better choices and think about it, you know. But I was anxious, bro. When I called my boy, and here's why I called my boy. Because I'm crying and tripping again. And I'm like thinking, why the fuck am I crying nonstop so hard, dog? So yeah, I texting these females, or I call this one female, she don't fucking answer. And I'm like, bro, I'm tripping, bro. I'm crying as I'm calling my dad. My nigga, no. I texted my brother. I said, Pop, that's all I said. And my boy called me immediately. He's like, what's good? I'm like, I can't. I'm tripping, bro, crying. And I'm not even thinking. It's similar to that damn panic attack that I had at the park. And the first person I called was my nigga. So I call my boy again as I'm crying and I'm calming down. He's asking me questions. Where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, he probably can't. I don't know if he knew. I'm sure he didn't, the way he was acting. I was like crying as I'm talking to my boy. And he's asking me, where are you? And there's like traffic right outside, so he couldn't really hear and shit. He's like, what? Where are you? And I'm like, I'm thinking all this shit. There's a car, bushes. Because he said that. He repeated back some of the landmarks I said. There's a Bush's Chicken, even though it's like 3 doors down. There's a Cracker Barrel where Mom and Sarah used to work. He's like, oh, down there, all the way down there, damn. But it's on Heidner. It's on that road. It's a straight shot. It's a long shot, but it's a straight one. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that too. He knew that. But because I saw those two landmarks that were so like different and I'm like, okay, well, right in front of me is a Jack in the Box. I see a dining room, but he's like, this isn't a Jack in the Box. This is a gas station. He's like, all I saw was the gas station. I didn't know there was a Jack in the Box in here. But that's due to him not noticing the details and then always seeing the one side. It's a gas station. He just saw the store. He didn't see the detail of looking inside that there's a dining room, you know? So there's that. Anyway, so we talk outside the thing, wada wada woo woo. We get back to the house, and I remember just thinking, like, dang, bro, I can't believe all this. It was a long night, and then I had this anxiety attack, and then I'm crying, and then I had to wait so long. But it's like, bro, everything was working out according to plan. You got your t-shirt that you needed. You wanted to go to the store and get a t-shirt anyway, right? No, it was shampoo. That's number 5. It was the first thing. It was the only reason I went to HEB. So yeah, it was necessary. Because I'm like, it's been 3 days. 3. I usually don't go over 2. 2 is I might, 1 is typical. But if I go over 2, I'm like, I wash my hair now. But I was on day 3. And what's crazy, that morning when I took the bus to work, there's a lady on the street, and I'm walking to the bus stop, and she turns around and stopped me to say, you have beautiful hair. I love the hair, the curls. And at first I was like, what? She's like, the hair. Because I was listening to music. She's like, your hair. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I smiled at her, kept on walking, and I'm like, wow, bro. That was a good interaction. I'm trying to have more interactions. But then I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, bro. And here you were tripping because you were gone 3 days without washing your hair. I took a shower and everything every day, but didn't wash my hair. And I'm like, look at you, bro. You were tripping and shit. And you put some product in there. I don't know if I put product in it actually. But either way, I just took some water, whatever, just freshen it up. And I'm like, here you were tripping about how your hair looked or whatever, or not washing it. And this woman stopped you to say, hey, your hair is beautiful. Your hair looks good. Whatever. I like the curls. This older lady. And I was like, here you were tripping, bro. And it's fine. And it was a good morning, bro. A little early for the bus or whatever, but went to my usual spot. Took a little walk around the block real quick. Saw a nice waterfall. People, I'm enjoying life. Looking at people in the hotel. Like, look at them. We're living life. I'm wondering if this is the day that I like smoked after 35 days. No, no. Oh, yeah, it was that morning. So I smoked. I'm pretty sure. That's my last time ever going to that spot. I think the IBC, the, the beautiful park and that's the park that I called my dad in the first place to ask if I could damn come through, bro. Anyway, I must not remember the bus and shit because I'm looking after I haven't smoked after 35 days. Damn it, you know you can't post this shit. Anyway, I go. You might have to schedule this shit for like 5 years later, bro. I go to work, and like I said, everything was tripping. Then I had the anxiety attack. Then I take the bus and my phone dies and I'm tripping, crying nonstop. First person I call is my pops. Takes me back to the crib. The whole time I'm thinking like, what the fuck, has been so long? But everything worked out. I bought a new t-shirt for the morning. I knew I was gonna shower. And I believe I only used the fucking shampoo and conditioner one fucking time. Maybe twice, bro. I'm trying to think now. That's my alarm. 7:30, which means we really need to get moving, bro. I got work. And I texted my boy to see if he would like pick me up right now. And usually sometimes he's up at 7 a.m., bro. But he hasn't texted me back, which I take as a sign to keep doing what you're doing, bro. Go to work. But now I'm confused, bro. Because I'm like, bro, I don't want to be here. We got to finish this video, though, bro. We got to. And so, after all that, I don't even think I got the fucking shampoo that day. It might. I'm trying to remember why I went to HEB, if it was absolutely necessary, if I was just fucking going for some little extra shit, which was just like ashwagandha. Which honestly, that's right. So I took a shower and shit Friday night. I took a shower, got fresh, used my shampoo. After 3 days of fucking not washing your hair, finally got to wash my hair. Right? So you completed the mission. You got the shampoo that you needed, all this other shit. All right, let's finish. And got all fresh. I eat my burger and crash the fuck out. I don't even take out the pull-out bed at my dad's house. I just crash out on the couch, just sleeping, watching Doc Cassidy with Billy Ray Cyrus, and eating, which is my thing right now. I either eat breakfast watching Clint Cassidy, or I eat dinner watching the show. It's a show that I used to watch with my family. But I guess I took a wrong turn somewhere along the way. But the Bible said, seek and you shall find. Daylight turned to darkness. Adventure turned to fear. Well, I finally found my way back home. His words I still can hear. You stand still. Anyway, that song been stuck in my head all day at work the other day, so I'm like, I want to watch that show, man. Anyway, I watch my show, eat my Jack in the Box, which is perfect because I don't feel like cooking. Crash the fuck out. Boom. Wake up, I'm annoyed because my dad's like up before me. I'm sleeping in and shit. I know I'm gonna be late for the bus or whatever. Actually, I got a time to go. That's the thing, is I got a time to go, and I know like, okay, I'm going to be late, but I'm still gonna go. And he's asking me questions. How can I help you get to the bus stop? And I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, I don't want you to help me. I'm just gonna walk. It's a 20-minute walk to get to the bus stop and shit. This nigga here. Anyway, and he's persistent about taking me. I'm thinking, why is this dude persistent in taking me to the bus stop? I got a plan. I'm cool. Anyway, he takes me, and he's like, which bus stop? I'm like, just take me to the one that I usually walk to. Then he goes, takes a wrong turn, and I'm like, oh man. And at the same time, I'm texting this female like, I want to see you. She's like, you don't even love me. I talk to niggas, and you're still an asshole. And I'm like, and I'm texting her. And so I'm just trying to get to this female's house because I'm like, I'm a baby. And she like, yeah. And so I'm trying to get on a bus to go see homegirl, and my nigga thinks I'm going to work. And I'm like, I'm like, what's going on? So I'm in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, G? So this nigga, and I'm just telling him, I'm like, hey, I know, okay, this bus will go straight to the bus depot that will get me a bus straight to the girl's house where I'm at now. And I'm like, okay, if he takes me to his office with him, because I know he's trying to get to the office, I'm like, all right, if you just go to your office, I'll catch the bus that goes, there's a bus stop right outside your office. I'm like, I'll go from there. And he's like, no, so we drive. And then he's like, I got to go a different type of way. I don't want to go that way. And I'm thinking like, oh, it's going to take longer. You know, I'm tripping in my head. And so we get to to this corner, and he turns around, goes and parks next to the bus stop. He's like, when's the bus come? And I look at the schedule. I'm like, damn, we just missed it by minutes, like 2 minutes ago, 2 to 4 minutes. Like, we just missed it, bro. And we're next to a Dunkin' Donuts, which I love Dunkin' Donuts. But I knew it wasn't time to drink coffee. And he was like, you want to get some coffee? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, where can I take you? Where can I take you then? And in my head, I'm like, bro. Because at first I was like, it's cool. I'll go. And he was like, nah, when does your bus come? Persistent. And I was like, dang, bro, like, I'll just wait the hour. I'm pissed, but fuck it. Because I'm just going to go to the girl anyway. I'm not going to go to work. My homeboy asked me where I can take him. In my brain, I'm just like, all right, then, fuck it. I'm like, take me there because I can take bus 10, go downtown, and still take a bus to go see the girl. So I'm like, okay, this bus depot that's down the road, it's a little ways off. He's like, that's okay. And he takes me to the bus one. I'm like, which bus are you looking for? I'm like, in my brain, I know. I'm like, I'm looking for number 10. It's not there yet. He's like, oh, he keeps driving. There's bus number 9. I check. I'm like, hey, that bus goes downtown too. I was like, this bus will be fine. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, this one good. So I get on the bus and I'm ready. Boom, boom, boom. I'm ready to go. Wow, whoop, whoop, whoop. Homeboy like turns around and comes back on the bus. He's like, hey, I need to holler at my man real quick. He's like, hey, Josh. I'm like, oh. So I walk up. You know, there's only like one other person on the bus. And I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, that bus number 10 is right up there. I'm like, he's like, you need to take it? I'm like, no, I'm straight. I'm good. Thank you. And he gets off and walks back to the car. And I'm like, dang, that's a real one, brother. But, because I looked at the damn map or whatever beforehand, and I'm like, nah, this is better, bro, because the map said that it turned. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, so what if I went to work?
And I look at the schedule and everything, and I would get there like around my usual time, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes later than that. But I would have been late. But some guys are always late 30 minutes. Some guys are always late an hour. So I'm like, you're typically there either 15 minutes early or 15 minutes late. So you're fine. You're cool. And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get there at like the usual time I get there when I'm late, around 17 minutes late. I'm gonna get there around the time that I usually would. And I took this as a sign. The 9 bus turned into 51, which is usually the second bus I need to catch downtown. And I'm like, bro, this is a straight shot. It literally transforms into 51. I don't even have to transfer. I took that as a sign, but I kept flashlighting. I'm going back and forth. I'm like, oh, should I go? Should I go? Should I go to work? Oh. I'm talking to this bitch trying to get on her good side, which I don't know why. This is Saturday. Because I know that she's for the streets. She's talking like the whole reason you're here is because you don't want to talk to her. She keeps bugging you about picking up your shit. What? Notebooks that are just full of shit saying how like the girl is still texting dudes, and here we are a year later. You're taking notes from a year later, bro. 2024. This is what I did. Fuck. And on this day, a year ago,